There was that BBC article. There's something on your lip. You look like you're foaming at the mouth. You're okay. Fuck. I was literally like, are you seizing? I'm Haley Griswold.
And I'm Jake Deaton.
And this is The Lost Lore. You never told me that. Hello, Jake.
Hello, I'm excited for our little sleepover.
I'm excited too.
Little celebration.
It's a celebration. 20 episodes.
I know. Can you believe the show has more episodes than we are old?
I know. It is sort of
17.
Insane what we've been able to accomplish at such a young age. Truly.
I know.
Still and I know that I'm not sure I've said this recently. Genuinely, Jake. I love doing our show together.
I love doing our show together
It makes me so happy.
Me too.
I'm happy when we're doing it. I'm happy when we're thinking about doing it. I'm happy when I'm listening to it. I'm happy when I'm editing it. I'm happy when people tell me they like it. And it just truly has given me so much fulfillment.
You know, I've been kind of doing stuff publicly on the internet for a few years now, and so have you.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the most genuine I have ever felt online.
Same.
Of like getting to actually show my real personality, like my real self. And it's really fun. I love it.
I kind of completely agree. It's so fun and I love doing it. I'm so glad that we're doing it together.
Yeah, and I love doing it with you.
When I told you that we were going to do this and I was like, I'm going to get us some cute pajamas. And you were like, girl, no.
I got you.
I did not know we would be in the largest robes purchased definitely by your grandma, right? For Christmas. Actually, the tag says from the old country store. And I look a little bit like a samurai. Mine is kind of large. I look like I'm about to do Christmas karate over here.
I definitely thought they were PJ sets. And you could only really see the plaid in the package.
Why weren't they open?
We celebrated Hanukkah this year. But it's funny because this is like the most naked I've ever done the show.
Same.
Which I was like, last week I told you when we were wearing dresses, I can't believe the fact that your body is just like under a sheet of fabric and you go out like this and it feels like this. That's so interesting to me.
But that's how I feel about you wearing shirts. That there's not a bra barrier between your chest and the shirt.
Well, and I've been trying to get you to do that too for the nipple.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe one day.
Although it is hot enough that I'm like free everything.
Yeah, just for a little like to ground us in time when this is in the Library of Congress later and someone's listening to it. It is like the hottest week of the year. It's like 100 degrees outside every single day.
Yes, I keep saying it's the hottest week in recorded history. I have no idea if that's true, but I'm definitely
I'm going to go ahead and stand on that.
Yeah, so it is hot as fuck.
Yeah. And yet we're wearing these big heavy robes for you that you can only see if you're on Patreon.
Yep,
so.
Exactly. So take
I might flash a nip later, so.
And I might too.
Free the nipple. But you had the idea. I think it would be fun to celebrate this episode like we're at a little sleepover, which so often this show feels like we're at a little sleepover, right? We're talking about like all of the things that we don't know about each other. We're talking about all the lost lore. And what better way to celebrate the lost lore than playing 20 questions?
Did you ever, when the Scholastic Book Fair came, did you ever go?
I love that this is like the third time the Scholastic Book Fair is coming up. It really affected us deeply.
It did. Did you ever get the book Coke or Pepsi?
Yes. I actually forgot about this when we were discussing it earlier today, but now that I've been thinking about it.
Did I ask you this already? I don't even remember your answer. Okay, so you do know what it is.
Yes.
And it was like that book. It was like a BFF book. I would do this with my girlfriends at sleepovers. And, the first question.
Meanwhile, I was looking at Blue Waffle.
The first question is Coke or Pepsi? Jake?
Well, listen here. First of all, it's neither. It's Mountain Dew.
but that's a Pepsi product, right?
It's a Pepsi product. And Pepsi was actually invented in a bathtub in North Carolina.
Which is so nuts. And of course it was in a bathtub in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where I was invented too.
Probably.
How about you?
Coke.
Really? Well, duh.
Another
this sponsor
is like
of the podcast.
My signature forever. I love.
Have you seen that clip of Kristen Chenoweth who was like, for my New Year's resolution is I want to stop Coke, and then the host was like, what? And she was like, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola.
I adore her. She is so cute, and she loves Reba.
She does. She tweeted me once.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that crazy?
That's so.
I've had my celebrity interactions.
No, Jake. She commented on your TikTok last year.
Yes, that's
Remember?
true. God, just when you have so many celebrities on your comment section, it's just hard to keep them straight. But she did. She absolutely did.
Yeah.
My Ariana Grande and Wicked TikTok.
Whenever a celebrity reaches out to Jake, I feel as though they've reached out to me.
And they have.
Remember when Chris Kristen wrote us last year.
When Lady Gaga reached out to us personally,
that
sent us to House Labs.
I feel that happened with me because you got the comment when I was here.
Yeah.
So that was her saying, say hey to Haley as well.
That's what she commented.
Yeah. It literally was like, tell Haley to call me back. There's a picture of me when I was a baby with a big 2-liter of Coke in my hand, and it's empty, and it was the generic brand Big K is what it was called, and I have it, and I'm bald as can be. I'm gonna find a picture.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I've loved
What
Coke.
was it? My granny used to think that we weren't drinking enough. Like, because we didn't like water. I wonder why. So we never offered it. But she would tell my mom every day, she was like, they drank so much today, and we were drinking, Sunny D, Sprite, Coke, Pepsi.
Kool-Aid.
I drank Mountain Dew like no one's business. Like, I would probably have 8 to 10 a day. And I remember the best day of my life was when I arrived at NYU, and I went into the dining halls, and it was a Pepsi product dining hall.
That was a crushing
I gained the
for
freshman
me.
30.
Did you?
I had Mountain Dew with every meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
I was like, oh, wow, unlimited fountain Mountain Dew. And everyone in New York Mountain Dew is maybe universally considered the most disgusting soft drink.
Yes. Our friend Danny from college perfectly described Mountain Dew as the devil's piss.
Yes. And meanwhile, I'm coming back with 4 cups with my plate balanced on my head so I can carry more Mountain Dew.
That's so funny. The world of being a woman, because your mother loves Mountain Dew, but it's specifically diet
Mountain Dew.
So I was on diet soda before I went to NYU, so Mountain Dew missed me unless I had a real bad day. And then I was like, I need something.
Mama needs her go-go juice.
Something to take the edge off, yeah.
Well, since we started with kind of a softie, let's go to a really deep one next.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Can you guess?
Now I feel like so much pressure. Green, like blue-green, the green of the that you put on everything, right?
It's like greenish and
it's a little more blue than this.
It's like in a green blue. Yes.
I know.
Yes.
That is your signature
It's
color.
literally because I love green and I love blue, so it's like
glue.
That's my color exactly.
Can you guess mine?
Blue?
I would say probably blue.
Yeah.
I definitely love like a really bold red. Like for prom, I wore a red, like red tie and everything. But if I had like my best color is blue. It's classic. My baby blues.
I mean, blue looks so nice on you. Black is certainly my favorite color to wear.
I love black.
So classic.
It is. Is there any color that you just do not fuck with? I can't wear yellow.
I was going to say yellow.
I love yellow. I just think it really like washes me out. Like it almost blends in with my skin, which I feel like is not flattering.
Yeah. Even though there are some people who put on yellow and it's just
it's amazing. It looks like the sun.
Yeah. And you're radiant like the sun, literally. Yeah.
But color is such a funny thing because in some things, like blue is my favorite, but there are things that I would never, ever have blue. Like what I always wonder, when someone drives a car that is not black, navy, silver, what would you say? White. Like those kind of standard car color wheel. Like if I see someone driving like a neon green car or like a sky blue car, I'm like, who are you?
The only car that I think can get away with an eccentric color is a punch buggy.
Yes.
When they're the neon green.
Or a Volkswagen.
It's supposed to be,
those vans.
Yeah, those are supposed to be funky colors, obviously.
But if you're driving like a fucking
Toyota
Camry, why are we buying key lime green, baby?
I do not get it. I don't understand.
What color was your
PT Cruiser?
PT Cruiser.
It was navy,
what
thankfully.
Did you call
it? PT Loser. This is a question that I have for you that I was so excited to ask. I don't even actually know my answer.
About 8 inches.
Jake. Have you... I already know the answer. Just tell me who. Have you ever had a crush on a cartoon character?
Of course. How couldn't you? I just I got to keep it classic. Danny Phantom. I had such a crush on. He was probably, what was he, like a 15, 16-year-old? And when I was watching that, I was probably 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking he was so cool and suave. Mm-hmm. But I could probably do like a full list, like several cartoon characters, and not all of them are human. Simba and the Lion King.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God. What would be the worst one that you could think of? Somebody being like SpongeBob?
Yeah, SpongeBob is absolutely the worst.
But he's got a lot of holes, baby. A lot of holes, many options.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I didn't watch SpongeBob, but
Sandy for you.
I was going to say when I got glimpses, I was like, Sandy's okay.
But did you have Did you? What cartoons did you watch?
Okay, I loved The Proud Family.
Okay.
Did you watch that
of course.
on Disney? I
love that show too.
Kim Possible. Okay, yeah, Kim.
Oh.
Kim Possible.
Kim is
Yeah,
hot.
come on. All right, yeah,
Ron Sabo.
yeah. Ron, no.
Oh, Johnny Bravo.
No, God.
Man, I'm pretty.
Johnny Bravo
He was made
like,
for gay men, though.
And
Come
he was made for women to know they hate men.
Yes.
Yes.
And for gay men who are.
But he's straight.
Of course.
Isn't he like kind of like a womanizer?
Yes, he's like a hopeless womanizer. They all hate him.
Yeah.
But a gay man, just like you could be literally have an IQ of 20, and if you have a pec and an ab, mama. I'll teach you phonics, baby.
Larry the Lobster.
Oh yeah, Larry.
Who's that other one from Fairly Odd Parents who?
Cosmo. Oh, the rules guy. That and he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I had a crush on him too.
Yeah, I'm sure that. So he's in the gay sort of cartoon.
Oh, Prince Eric.
Oh.
God. Okay, turn away, Mom. Talk about filthy. People make photorealistic renderings of him. You can choose how many clothes you want there to be.
Your mom already knows that.
Oh God.
Sorry.
That's so funny. But I actually feel like a bunch of the Disney princes, right? Like, come on. Oh God, here we go. Flynn Rider. Did you watch Rapunzel?
I didn't know I was getting
Tangled?
you on a.
Oh, just
please.
Like,
I also didn't see Tangled, which I should have because I love.
What
Mandy
have you seen,
Moore.
girl? Disney.
Disney.
The Beast.
What are other cartoons? Aladdin is so hot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Aladdin's cute.
And then Tarzan.
Tarzan is. Yeah, but I think.
Couldn't you just see you being swung through the jungle on a vine on his hip?
Of course. But Tarzan makes me deeply emotional, the sort of mother to Tarzan.
Yeah.
It's so emotional.
Stop your crying.
Phil Collins.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, I love him.
It's so good. It's so good. That's literally Haley is like going to kill me in cold blood in the kitchen with a butcher knife. Henry's gonna be screaming, hey, like psycho music, blood everywhere, and Haley's gonna turn around and be like, "Stop your crying, it'll be all right," acting like it's okay, baby. You've been through a traumatic event that could have never been stopped or prevented or predicted.
Of course,
but Mama's here now.
No, come on, no. I'm still gonna let him call me Aunt Haley. I'll give you one weird since you had 50 to give.
Great.
Homer Simpson.
Oh my God.
He's so funny.
Davis look a lot alike.
Yeah, and they have the same IQ as well.
And body type. And let me just say about The Simpsons, Matt can't understand this because Matt likes a bunch of shows that are really, really funny, but don't have any heart. I need a little heart. The Simpsons has a little heart.
Yeah.
You know, Family Guy is not really my thing. It's like
I have never seen an episode of Family Guy, no.
I don't think you'd like it either. I won't yuck anyone who does. It's not really for me, I feel like. But the one of my problems with it is that there is no heart. Like, they'll make a joke at any expense. They'll, like, kill their own children. Like, they'll cheat on each other. Homer would never cheat on Marge.
No.
I need them to love each other a little bit.
You know what? I love that I was like, I'll give you a weird one. And you were like, I actually think that's the most wholesome
answer. And I'm changing mine to
option.
that as well. So, number 4. I actually think that I know what the answer is to this one as well. And we're really going to get into that tea. But what is your Roman Empire? Like, what is something that you have never been open about being obsessed with on the internet?
You know, because you...
I can't believe you're coming out on the show right now.
Shut up. I just bit my lip. Stupid. I am obsessed with Neanderthals.
Notice the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, because I always knew it as Neanderthal my whole life. I have gone to the National History Museum exhibit in DC to go see and learn more. I've done
amazing exhibit. Do you remember when Justin Bieber visited the Anne Frank house and wrote in the book, "She would have been a believer"? That was Haley at the National History Museum on the glass at the Neanderthal visit. You would have loved the lost lore.
And I would have let them share all their lost lore on here. Seriously.
It wouldn't have even been lost then. It was just it wasn't even lore.
But Jake, you have a huge fascination about this as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes me feel so connected to like our history as humans. It makes me feel so interested in like the dynamics of like there used to be a lot of different types of humans,
Yeah.
It wasn't just Homo sapiens, which is what we are. Neanderthals are a different species, very similar. We had interbreeding. Little fun fact, I actually have more Neanderthal DNA in me than 99% of people on Earth, according to 23andMe, which is still very, very small fraction. But it makes me just think of all of the stories that we've lost, and like not even in a lost lore sort of way, but most of human history has not been recorded.
I know.
The vast majority actually of human history has not been recorded. It's only a little bitty sliver. Like if you looked at it on a pie graph, it would just be a little bitty centimeter of what we have history of. Like so many people lived and died and loved and feared and had relationships and had children and had friends and had drama and had heartbreak and like
had sex,
drugs, rock and roll,
all of it. I know.
But they didn't have Taylor, so I really feel for them for that.
The thing that I think really set me on all of this was you telling me that people who lived thousands and thousands upon we don't even know what life was like years ago.
It was actually probably just like a couple hundred. God made the earth in 7 days.
Excuse me. 40 years ago. They have the same exact brains as us.
Yes, the Homo sapiens. They're just like us.
Like when we sit around wondering what it's all about.
God.
They were too. They were wondering why am I being chased by a saber-toothed tiger?
And you know what I love
every day?
Our bro and our sis back then? They said, we don't know, but we're going to make up something. We're going to come up with something. They looked at the sun and they said, that's probably a god.
It has something to do with her.
Like, I love that is where all legends, religion, literally our ancestors sitting around shooting shit. I bet they were laughing their fucking asses off. It was you and me in the living room being like, yeah, and that's a big chariot in the sky.
Yes.
And then 5,000 years later, we're all killing each other because they said that.
Exactly.
And it makes me sad that we all fight and we all just can't get along because it's like we're all the same.
And thank you for that word, Mr. Peace Activist. we're pacifists here, if you forgot.
Pacifist under God's request.
Genuinely, I have to thank you for this random one morning conversation that got us on that, because it has stuck with me. You don't know. I mean, you do know, because I do sort of bring hypotheticals all of the time to you about what if we saw them today? What if I was able to erect one from some sort of tomb and bring them back to life? What would happen? I want to write that movie. It really is. I do think someday some sort of art will come out of me of
related to Neanderthals.
Modern woman.
Probably something very smutty.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, oh, their penises just happen to be twice the length of Homo sapiens. Oh my.
Well, since you're
She sat erect out of the tomb. Roll back the tape. Anyway.
Since you're feeling disgusting and disturbing, what is your most awkward sexual encounter?
God, this could be a mini-part series, but I'm
that you're willing to share. How about that?
Right. I'm going to subvert expectations and say, for our audience, there are many, many ways to have an awkward sexual encounter. One of the worst, I would actually say, beyond someone walking in on you, things going on, having incompatibility, is when you know that you're not going to be able to perform because the person you're attempting to have sex with is the sex that you're not attracted to. And yet you so desperately wish that it were, because you love them so much and would be far happier spending all your time around them than the opposite. Dad tried to make that work for a few years. And when you're in relationships, seems like people want to have sex for some reason. And there were many a time, and I'm thinking of one in particular. There are only so many times that you can be like, no, girl, I'm all about your pleasure, before they start to question your motives. And I remember one time with someone then being like, no, like the thing that excites me is making you feel sexy and like you being into it. And this was after I had attempted to like redirect several times already. And they're like, I don't even know if I've ever seen you naked. Like it's just, you're so generous with me. And I was like, oh, actually my stomach is so painful right now. And my migraine, both are, hitting me at the same time. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to tap out of this, but it lasted probably 20 minutes. And then a very, very awkward conversation the next day about why don't you ever want to...
Oh, God.
I know, it was terrible.
And how many more years were you together? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I know.
I wish mine was...
I'm curious what yours is going to be.
That bad, because I would rather have yours than mine. No. I can't believe I'm about to tell this, and I want to tell anyone in my family to please feel free to turn away.
Turn it up. I can't believe I've never heard this story.
I know. I don't know. This isn't one I tell a lot. Summer before college, I had a college boyfriend, and we're doing the sort of we're not gonna be together anymore, and every moment we have is a freaky moment. Including when I'm babysitting my younger brother.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Haley.
Yeah. Oh my God. I thought he was taking a nap, and we were doing what we were doing. Missionary.
Right.
It's important to know.
The Bible was open next to you.
And then the next thing I know, the door bursts open, and my brother jumps on top of my boyfriend and says, "Dog pile."
Were you butt-ass naked?
There was a blanket. My poor brother wasn't on a naked man on top of his naked sister.
I literally thought he was like, naked wrestling!
No.
Me at 9 years old would think something like that.
No. We were missionary under a blanket.
Right, you were doing it as God intended.
Exactly. And he's like, dog pile. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here now.
Oh my God.
And the only thing that got him was that I smacked my boyfriend and was like, you man with deep voice, use deep voice. And so he was like, Tyler, go. And he was like, ooh, and he ran out. But it was,
Were you mortified?
This is probably how my brother will find out, and I hope he never dies. Yes, it's the most embarrassing shit of my life.
Did you stop?
Yes.
You know what? I'm sure, because Davis would do this, I'm sure that the man was like, dog pile, should we do doggy? That'd be funny if we did doggy. Don't you think? You're sitting there mortified, being like, I can't believe this just happened. And be like, oh, dog pile. It's kind of like the doggy position. You wanna?
Stop. Oh, you're so stupid. That's so funny. I need to move off of that. So anyway, do you have any recurring dreams?
So I don't dream all that often. When I was younger, I definitely dreamed more, but I get one stress dream that is like my quintessential I'm stressed dream, and it's so horrible, and I wake up in a fucking cold sweat every single time.
What is it?
I dream that my teeth are falling out.
Oh, you have this dream?
Over and over and over. And it's like they're rotting, and then there's one that comes out and another that comes out.
Is it really graphic?
I feel them loose. That's how it always starts. I'm like, my teeth are loose. My teeth are loose. What am I going to do? My teeth are loose. And so then I'm always trying to make an appointment to get veneers, but everyone's booked. And so my teeth just keep getting looser, and they're rotting. I mean, it's kind of funny because they're falling out while I'm eating and talking, and I'm never worried about the health implications. I'm always like, what am I going to look like? How am I gonna post? You don't have a go-to stress dream?
I have never had a dream happen twice ever.
Wow.
And I also
no falling or anything like that?
I have fallen, but it's never been in the same place. I never have. Maybe I've had the same feeling or sensation of falling, in a dream. But I've never had that teeth falling out one. I'm sure I'll have it tonight now. Thanks.
It's awful.
But I actually, and because I didn't know about this, I'll say you've absolutely passed, and there's a reason why we're on the couch and have a podcast together. I don't believe you should talk about your dreams.
Listen here. I've never agreed with something more.
When someone tells me about a dream, I'm like, you are someone who waterboards people. I didn't know we had a specialist in mind control and fucking with people and being evil.
There's only so many O'Reillys.
Oh, really?
I can hit you with, wow,
really?
Cool.
Wow.
Oh, my God, that's so weird.
A dog. Oh.
I will accept. If you come in and tell me I had a sex dream about our coworker, I'm like, details. There are certain exceptions. Wait, okay, I'm going to add a question. Okay. Point 5. Have you ever had a sex dream about someone unexpected? Don't have to say who they are.
Of course.
Can you give me a little taste of what was so unexpected about it? I can give you a good one.
Why don't you give me a good one?
So maybe it was my first or second sex dream was about one of my neighbors who lived down the street. No children lived in my neighborhood, so it was not someone my own age. It was my 70-year-old neighbor who lived down the street. And the dream was that I'll even tell you the dream. He was sitting on a fan, like a big industrial fan, with wire, with the one that would blow Beyonce's hair. And it was blowing his pubes up. And he turned at me and waved.
I'm okay to hear your dreams.
And I woke up.
That's a sex dream?
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Oh, I woke up quite interested. Let's just say that.
Oh, that is so fucking goddamn funny. Holy shit. Okay, let's keep it going.
No, I want to hear you. Give me the gist of someone. Were they a classmate? Were they a teacher? Were they why was it surprising?
Mine's not fun anymore because you said it earlier. It was a coworker.
And not a coworker you were attracted to, right?
Of course not.
See, I love those. I find that just such a fascinating piece of psychology. Wouldn't some consider us to be coworkers? Is this a confession?
Next.
So let's take it back. Earliest childhood memory.
Davis swears that I'm making this up.
I thought you were going to say Davis was in it. I was about to say, girl, when did you gain consciousness?
Whenever I found my man.
Oh, God.
Like all true women, I gained consciousness when I found my man.
My life would just mean nothing to me. You know who that is? Who? Bella Swan.
So Bella Swan.
Literally.
100%.
And then she's she lost the human memory. She's like, those don't even matter. Edward's not there.
I have a distinct memory of my aunts who were teenagers when I was a baby giving me a bath in the sink.
Really?
And I can see in my mind, I was probably Henry's age now, 1. I can see in my mind's eye looking down, and I can see my fat little baby cute belly. And I'm looking down and I'm have my legs out because, they're so short. And I'm sitting there and I can see my Nana's kitchen and I can see my aunts.
Isn't it odd to imagine that was literally your body at one point?
Yes. I think
that
about
we
that
were
all the
little
time.
Babies. When I look at Henry, I think about that constantly.
People are going to think I'm nuts. I know. I'm sure it was probably
I know someone that went to high school with me and Davis that used to always say, I remember the first time I saw light. Meaning when he was born.
That's hilarious.
I believe you.
Thank you, Jake. Okay, yours?
Mine, maybe I was 3. It was my first day of preschool, which I think is why it sticks out because it was such an exciting event and I was so excited to go to school. And I remember my dad in my bathroom because he and my mom, the bathroom situation in our house, they both had to get ready at the same time. So he used the one in our room because they only had one vanity. And my dad was listening to Quiet Riot's Come On Feel the Noise, 80s song. And I was laying in my Mickey Mouse bed, which was a single bed, clutching my covers, being I'm so excited to go to school. Oh my God, it's the first day of school.
That's so sweet.
And I actually remember a couple of things that day. I remember looking at the Cubbies for the first time. I remember my dad dropping me off. I really, I was excited. I never cried. I was not one of those kids. I was so pumped to be in school because my brother had gone. The year before. And I just lied. I do have an earlier memory. I remember Luke came back from school and I asked him what it was like. And the only thing he said was, there's no TV. And I was, at the time, devastated. But then he grew to love school. So then I was like, okay, maybe I can fuck with it.
That's so cute. That's so cute. I also wasn't a crier. I loved going to school. Loved it. All right. I know that even though you love milk, you're not huge into sweets and dairy sweets. Do you have a favorite ice cream flavor?
Yes. I love ice cream. I don't eat it much, but I'm so lame, everyone.
If it's vanilla, say something else.
It's vanilla.
Say something else.
No, I refuse. I'm standing on business. And listen here. Can I tell you, vanilla, when you have a good, creamy, rich, you can tell it was made with egg yolks, vanilla ice cream. It's girl, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. This, you nailed it on the first try. I don't need Cool Ranch when nacho cheese is delicious.
Well, I need Cool Ranch and mint chocolate chip. Sorry.
See, mint chocolate chip is probably my least favorite flavor perceivable. I don't like mint in food ever. Not in salads, not in anything. I love it in gum, but never in something that I would ingest. And I don't like chocolate.
Yeah, that does make
sense. It's
also
Matt's favorite, though.
It's just, and I bet Matt would say this too. There are lots of other ice creams actually that I really like, and mint chocolate chip is just, if I'm at a place and nothing's speaking to me, she's my girl. I can rely on her. Reliable.
Would you turn down a delicious vanilla though?
No.
What are you eating with a cobbler?
I don't know.
Is it mint chocolate chip?
I'm sorry, and this is like, you're going to want me to take off my old Southern Comfort robe when I say this. I don't like cobbler, Jake. I know.
It's my favorite dessert.
I know. I don't love warm fruit.
I've heard that before. I know it's a thing.
Like, even pie, I don't like.
And I say that as the guy who doesn't like chocolate, so I can't even judge you.
Yeah, true.
But I'm going to judge you. I love warm fruit. Davis, what do you think?
He loves cobbler.
Warm fruit? Nothing's better.
I can do an apple pie.
Okay.
But like...
It's so good.
I would rather
a little biscuity crust.
I'd rather have a key lime pie.
Okay, I do love a key lime pie. That's
and
Matt's
you
all-time
make
favorite
an
dessert.
amazing key lime pie. I can't even lie on you. I can't even lie.
Key lime pie may be legendary.
Okay, Jake, do you? I don't know this at all. I don't know any stories about anything except Harry Potter World. Do you like roller coasters, theme parks? Like, is that your vibe? Do you like it?
Okay, interesting question, because I would actually tackle those two separately. I love roller coasters. I fucking love roller coasters. I hate it when people don't want to go on roller coasters, and I feel for them. I understand, because I know it's so often a motion sickness thing. My dad was like that, but he still went on a bunch with us when we were kids because he was a good dad. And I'm like a thrill seeker. I want to do the bungee jumping. I want to go as fast as possible. Like, I love a roller coaster. I don't know that I would say I like a theme park, though. And that may sound incredibly
interesting,
like an oxymoron, because it's like, where the fuck else are you going to get on this thing that you allegedly love? But it has so many drawbacks that I feel like it's almost a wash. Like, I would go, but I'm not going to like seek it out. I haven't been in a long time.
We are completely and totally opposite. I love a theme park. I love little worlds. I love cute shit. I love houses. I like characters. I like costumes. I like food. I like themed food.
And all of this, we're talking about theme parks or something else? I like characters. I like costumes. I like a theme. I like food.
But I cannot do a roller coaster.
I love that you love a theme park.
I am sick. I like, really, genuinely would love to go to Harry Potter World. I would love to. I'm not going to read the books. I don't want to ever watch the movies again, but I'd love to go to Harry Potter World. Like, Nintendo World in Japan is a dream. I would love to go.
I would go to.
And like,
for sure. But like
Disney and going to Mickey and Minnie's houses, I love to do that.
I get the appeal. And I love Disney World.
I can do some rides. Like, okay, so I'll be quick because I know we have 500 more questions. But
this was a good topic.
At Disney, you can probably convince me with enough pouting to do any ride.
And I would be pouting.
Because I trust Walt.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's an experience.
I'm going to be safe at Disney. I'm not going to die at Disney today. You know what I'm not going on? Some rickety fair ride that was put up 2 hours ago by some guy who's hallucinating because he is taking meth from the bathtub that made Pepsi.
In another life, you are dating Matt. I have heard Matt give this speech word for word.
Really?
Several times.
That's exactly
And you
how
know me,
I feel.
I'm like, oh, Matt, they wouldn't even put it up if there was that much of a liability. It's safe. Come on. And Matt is like, people get sued all the time. You see people die on these all the time.
I can hear him. Jacob. Look at this article.
So we've been on the internet a second. What was your first screen name online? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
Hit me.
Just as a reminder before I say it, I loved my 3 witches in the program Charmed. So, of course, I was Charmed Chick 15.
Where'd you get the 15?
I just love a good solid number like that.
A strong number,
yeah,
round,
I
1-5.
really love it. 7 is my favorite number, but 14, even though that's my literal birthday number, I'm like, it couldn't have been the 15th. Huh? What about you?
So my first username was actually, the first thing I remember having a username for, I think I've mentioned it on the show. I played this online multiplayer game called RuneScape, where you could be like a member of the game. And I was so young that I like keyboard smashed, and my username was PPPPP95, 5P is 95, and my password was poopypp, and I was a kid.
Jake.
Oh, it's horrible. So when I became a member, my grandma got my brother and I membership to this game, which was a huge deal. Like, we didn't know anyone who remembers. A little flex on my middle school colleagues. But
the second time he's done this in 20 episodes for this exact thing.
But Anyway, of course, my uncle had to set it up because my grandma didn't know how to do it. And we were like little kids and we didn't have money. And so my uncle was like, had the credit card and was like, I need to know your username and password. And this was like 3 years after I made the account. And I was like, PPPPP95 password poopy. I was so embarrassed.
That is so embarrassing. My first username, CharmChick15, was on MySpace. So I was going to ask you, actually, is there any like piece of media or entertainment or social media from when we were younger that you wish could come back in all its glory and you could be on? Because mine is 100% MySpace.
Really?
I loved MySpace. The self-expression of the walls and the friends and the music and the about me and the blog posts that you could do and all the questions and how in touch you really truly felt with your celebrity. Like I was actually probably more parasocial on MySpace than I ever have been since.
Taylor and Gaga were both huge on MySpace.
Yes. I'll never forget adding Gaga on MySpace and seeing her. She put out something like, off to go suck my own wee tonight. And I was like, what? That was one of those kept me up at night ones for like 2 years.
God, that's so funny how young we were on there.
We were so young.
I loved MySpace, but I didn't have a ton of friends who had it. Like most of, did you have a lot of friends who had it at the time?
No.
Like it was like me and like 3 or 4 other people.
Yeah, other people with irresponsible parents.
Yes. And we were ruthless with one another in the rankings of the friendships. And
piss me off, and it's like you don't even know how fast you can be removed.
Oh, wow, removed.
You're completely out. Yeah.
But
goodbye.
I loved it. Like, and I feel like it was actually way more creative than like a Facebook page. Like, and you had to get code. I remember going to Tumblr for code. Maybe it wasn't even Tumblr then. Did Tumblr even exist?
I don't know.
I remember looking up code so I could get specific layouts on my page and looking up code so I could get a song. My song was Pat Moynihan, Her Eyes, which is like not even a well-known song. The lead singer of Train.
How does the song go?
Her eyes.
Mine was the Charmed theme song. I really kind of made a full personality out of it.
Oh my God. You should start like a Charmed only internet account where you do like recaps and stuff.
The thing is, there are people who are already in that bag. Yeah.
I love the internet.
I
love anything you can think of.
It's already been
done.
Probably years ago too.
I know.
Yeah. You're not clever.
I love being part of the internet. Is
MySpace yours or is it Tumblr?
Tumblr was so important to the Swiftie community, but it was also, I recognized that it literally was like the invention of the atomic bomb in terms of negative effects on the world. And so I'm not sure that I can give it that place of honor. When you first asked the question, the way I initially thought of it was like a TV show or like old franchises and stuff. And my first thought, and I caught my nephews and nieces watching this show at the Bay this last weekend, and I filled with elation. Zoe 101.
Oh, yeah.
PCA, Pacific Coast Academy, baby.
If that could be what it was and you could kind of experience it again, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I remember, let me just say, the day that I turned pro-choice in my southern religious town was the day that Jamie Lynn Spears announced her pregnancy.
That was a big day for us. I developed a similar sort of view.
Okay, so back to big picture stuff. If money was no object at all, what would you buy right now? Like first thing you would do. Does
money not being an object mean that I don't have to pay off my student loans right away?
Correct. No boring answers.
Okay.
So like nothing like I'm going to, give my friends and family this, like I'm going to pay little Susie's medical debt. No, I want to hear first fun thing.
Probably out-of-pocket Ozempic.
Shut up!
Honestly, I don't think that it would even be a thing. I would want to go somewhere. Like if I just had some money, wouldn't you want to go somewhere? I'm like, I want to be somewhere where it's less hot, not cold, but less hot.
You would take a vacation.
I would probably take a vacation, and then for like physical thing that I could buy, probably like a really big old nice ass house.
Yeah.
Why not?
I would definitely agree about the vacation, but the first thing would not even be a tangible thing. I would hire a team. With a quickness. I would be like assistant 1, Assistant 2, assistant 3, and the assistants have assistants. And then there's a chef, there's a trainer, there is a language tutor, a French tutor. Yep. There's a piano tutor. There's a team, baby. That is the first fucking thing that I'm doing. Well paid.
I don't
well
want
paid.
to.
I'm Taylor Swift. They're getting $100,000 bonus every year.
Yeah, on top of their minimum wage hourly.
We're being told by our producer that this episode that we thought we'd record for an hour with 20 questions, we're on question 11. We've been recording for over an hour.
Yeah, so let's reel it back in, and we'll do a rapid fire real quick. Okay. So then, what is your favorite smell?
Oh, I could just write a novel. I'm gonna say vanilla again.
Mine is Volcano Blue from Anthropology.
It's
a candle.
I love that yours is like
and it is my favorite smell. It's my favorite smell. That and, of course, fresh rain.
Which way do you put the toilet paper?
You put it where it's like a scroll.
Yes.
Right?
I can't fathom. Why do I feel like that's effort if it's flipped upside down?
If it's flipped upside down and I have to do tricks and flick it to get it? Yeah, exactly. And now, I'm so glad now I get to wipe my ass with floor toilet paper because the shit just goes and goes and goes.
Well, here's another one. What do you do with the toilet paper? Do you scrunch it up or do you fold it?
I'm a folder.
My brother
Be delicate about it.
My brother used to make fun of me. He'd be like, "Oh, Jake took a shit again because the toilet paper's folded." And I'm like, Luke would scrunch it up in a ball and jab his asshole. Don't ask me how I know that. But
and how does he know? Were you guys don't flush?
Sometimes you forget.
What's your favorite album?
Red.
Read My Mind, Reba McEntire. What is your favorite Taylor album?
Red.
Folklore.
Oh, well, see, Folklore's my number 2. I see Red and Folklore as sisters. And I think Folklore is her objective best album, but someone on this couch does not appreciate the musical stylings of Red, which I think is the quintessential Taylor Swift album.
Well, it's a good thing this is a rapid fire round. What's a favorite movie of yours that I've never seen? Like, not Harry Potter, not Lord of the Rings, none of the franchise stuff. Like, do you have an old favorite movie?
Have you seen October Sky?
No.
It's a movie. It's one of Jake Gyllenhaal's very first movies. Maybe it was his very first movie. He plays a guy who builds rockets in his backyard in I think it's in rural West Virginia, like a coal town. His family needs him to go work in the mines, but he's this genius scientist, and he builds rockets in his spare time, and he eventually is recruited to work for NASA, and it's a true story.
Wow.
It's really good.
I'm assuming this is a sort of, so it was a sexual awakening and was probably deeply serious.
Yes.
Okay. Mine is, I know you, have you seen this? Anger Management?
No.
Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. This is one of the last movies Jack Nicholson ever did. And this, I'll tell the full story someday. But the important thing, major thing, when I was in 4th grade, my brother was ran over by a car. Best week of my life when he was in the hospital, and I got to stay home with my grandpa watching movies the whole time. He lived, you've met him. Jeez, this is about my favorite movie. Why is everyone always worried about Tyler? But while he was in the hospital, I went through my Nana's DVD collection and I found Anger Management. And it is, I could do a full reenactment. This is like some Patri Bug shit that I need to get into because this is like first time I ever saw 2 women kissing. Let me tell you the cast, actually. Marissa Tomei is, you don't know anyone's fucking name. Do you know who Marissa Tomei is? Well, she's in it, okay? And among many other very famous people.
What about Marissa Fingerman?
It is... I'm not opening up to you anymore.
Who is a family member, not in your immediate family, who is like very cool to you?
We both love our cousins. We're so close with our first cousins. And I think I've probably shouted out my cousins 1,000 times. So I have got to actually give it up to my cousin's fiance.
That's a good
Tyson. My cousin Ashlyn is engaged to this kid, because they're younger than me, named Tyson, who's the funniest motherfucker I've ever met.
Hi, Tyson.
He is country. I want to make a podcast with him. I would replace you so quick. He's so fucking funny. The best way for me to describe Tyson is not only has he told me the funniest joke I've ever heard in my life. I can't repeat it.
I literally was about to say, can you repeat it?
I can't repeat it. He's so funny.
Can't wait for off camera.
He's so funny. He's so country. And then he also is the nicest guy. One time we were in a crowd and I didn't really know him like that. It was like some event or something. And someone that I didn't fuck with, I didn't know that he didn't know I didn't fuck with them, was nearby and he came and just blocked me. Full bodyguard mode. He just, but without me even having to ask, I didn't know they were even at the event. And he was like, hey, so-and-so's right here. And he was just bodyguard mode.
What a sweetie.
And so I have to give it out to, and he is so tall, big dude, huge, nicest guy in the world. And I truly love him.
Personality type, the Hagrids.
And he watches our podcast every Tuesday on his lunch break. And I love that guy. So I have to say it's we ain't even related yet. My buddy Tyson.
Oh, I love Tyson.
Hopefully he lets me be his best man because my cousin Ashlyn is a traitor and didn't ask me to be her maid of honor.
And she'll do it in full drag.
He's like, drag? What's drag?
She's going to drag me down the aisle? Got to drag a man down the aisle.
Who's yours?
I have a great answer to this question.
Okay, I can't wait.
As you said, super close to my first cousins, but like almost like you, to the point where I do consider that like immediate family, and I know like not everyone would. But I have other cousins that we keep in touch with. Like, it's not just my first cousins. One of my cousins, and I won't name drop her because I don't want it to be like that, but is a internationally known supermodel, has been on the cover of Vogue multiple times, literally visited me like 3 weeks ago so she could meet Henry, and is the nicest, kindest, funniest person, just like so down to earth.
I was so bummed that I didn't get to meet her.
She's such a cool person.
But also, I was like, can I meet someone who was on Vogue today? How's our esteem?
But she's so sweet.
She's so sweet.
And obviously so gorgeous, but like
completely.
But on top of everything else, she's just a terrific person.
Yeah.
And she and her boyfriend stopped by recently, and he is such a cool guy.
That's
and I just
awesome.
love them, and they're like perfect together, and they have a dog, and we're great with Henry. So.
And they listen to the pod.
They do, yeah.
So cute. I love that. Of course, our favorite obscure family members are also the most supportive and nicest ones. Not in our inner circle. Okay. So you are the king. The king.
You can stop there.
A crazy question.
Whew.
You love a crazy hypothetical.
I do.
And I tried to think of, for our little 20 questions, one that I was like, let me try to do one good would you rather for Jake. So tell me what you think of this, okay?
I'm excited. I don't know what it is.
Would you rather, okay, have sex with any of your friends' partners? Okay, you can pick any guy or girl.
Or girl.
Sure.
Or them.
Or them. You can pick whoever. Or would you rather have sex with anyone that I pick for you? It can be anyone I pick. It's not like...
Could you pick like Theo James?
You know I'm not picking Theo James.
I'm just saying, could you? Like,
sure.
And he would do it. Like,
yeah, but would I pick Theo James for you? Or would I pick something challenging?
But see, I would hope if you had this position, I wouldn't take a trust fall right now, baby. I want you to get me a good lay.
Oh my God.
Give me Jonathan Bailey.
You are so willing to guilt trip me.
I just am like, if you had the cards.
I'm over here like, no, you're going to fuck Humpty Dumpty. And then you have to put them back together.
But for real, if you had the ability, like, yes, it would be funny, but it's like if you have this one-time ability
to let
so
Jake
have sex with whoever he would want to have sex with, if you really had the opportunity to do that, would you not give me Theo James?
You know that
I'll give you Kristen Stewart.
The thing is, you know that I would have you standing in front of the door thinking that like literally a pile of sludge will be behind
yes,
it.
You would, and then it would be Theo James.
It would be Theo James.
It would be Matt, my loving husband.
So the final question, we reached our final question. And this is truly like, we're going to have to cut the cameras. The sleepover will continue because I know we won't be able to shut the fuck up. Is Karen Reed innocent?
It's such a complicated cut. And then you hear the theme song, join us on Patreon. But I would say the long and short of it, I didn't know anything about this until the day that she was acquitted. I saw someone post about it online and I had never heard anything about it. And it sounded just at first blush, that first minute, it sounded interesting to me, and I fell down a rabbit hole. I watched the documentary. I read a bunch of articles. I watched a lot of creators talk about it. I think that it was interesting, the differences, like the different versions of the story that you would get depending where you looked. Like, I watched a bunch of her interviews. I think the right decision was reached in the trial.
I agree. So for listeners who were like Jake and were under a rock, Karen Read is a woman who was accused of murdering her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, by running him over and leaving him in the snow to die. And he did die, and may he rest
in peace.
In peace. It's very sus on whether or not she is actually guilty of that, because there are lots of friends involved. And also the boyfriend was a cop, and the friends involved were also cops. So there's also some cop cover-up conspiracy
and absolute
questions.
Bombshells.
Like true bombshells, actually 100% in court. In the story.
And like people destroying phones, cops destroying phones in military bases, snapping their SIM cards and throwing them into different dumpsters, people editing surveillance footage, cameras just happening to cut at the moment that it would reveal the key piece of information in the case. Like they get 2 hours of footage and it's missing 70 seconds that would have revealed the answer to the question. Like there's so much weird stuff going on.
So much
What
weird
else?
stuff.
Butt dials in the night. Like,
yeah.
But, quote unquote, butt dials.
Butt dials, but I think they were intentional phone calls where they said, "Did you destroy the evidence?" Yeah. Yes, and hung up.
And lots of deleted calls and messages.
Yes.
One of the other people searching how long to die in snow at like 2 a.m. One of the wives of the cops.
That was crazy. This thing about this story, I think we've said this, it feels so like it could happen.
Yes.
To us.
To us. I think that's why this story has grown like this, because it is something that could happen to anybody. Like everyone's had a really drunk night. Everyone's had, like, I hope not everyone's drinking and driving, but like everyone has certainly gotten home in weird ways and like been around people they barely know. And like, it just kind of reminds you that anything's possible, even if you feel safe. Like I'm sure he didn't feel like he was going to die that night at a random house party he went to.
No, of course. And with all that being said, I think she's completely innocent. I'm glad that she's not in jail. I don't think there was enough to book her
all they needed was reasonable doubt, and I think they more than delivered. I mean, they delivered, in my opinion, an extremely strong case for total innocence.
Yeah.
All they had to do was have reasonable doubt. Like, I think the right decision was made for sure.
Well, that wraps up our 20 questions.
Wow, that was fun.
It was fun. You know, I can't really actually express enough what it means to me that we do this podcast every week. I love it.
It's so fun.
It's been, such a crazy, hectic year for us, and especially you becoming a father and everything, and you carving out the time and us making this happen means the world. I love doing it.
I love doing it too, and I'm so thankful that people are listening. And
I am so thankful, and it feels 20 episodes feels like we're just getting started, really.
Oh, we are.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It truly means the world to us. If you'd like to hear some more crazy, nasty, raunchy stuff from us, please consider subscribing to our Patreon. And until next time, we will see you next time.